Most of you have probably already seen this epic killer tier list from WatchMojo, but yeah, I'm kind of behind the times, and I just happened to watch it on stream while enjoying a delicious keto ice cream for some fucking reason, and some cereal, and this is my reaction to it. It's kind of a fucking joke. So here it is.
The deadliest, dastardly, and devious killers from the online multiplayer phenomenon, Dead by Daylight. And hey, I am obsessed with Dead by Daylight, if you can't tell already, so follow me on Twitter
fuck could I
at
tell? I don't even know you.
GhostWriterTyler and tell me what your favorite killer is. Or if I was just flat out wrong. Number 10.
Someone write down
the
that
Hillbilly.
fucking Twitter.
If you really want to scare the pants off of the survivors,
Why are you M1ing?
you might
Choose
take
it
a
in the
liking to Max Thompson Jr., aka the Hillbilly. This horribly disfigured dude comes equipped with a cattle hammer to smack survivors upside the head with, but the real joy comes from his secondary weapon, the chainsaw.
So use the fucking thing. Why would you...
Hold the power button to rev it
What?
like a madman and you'll break into a sprint, instantly putting
Okay,
any
correct.
survivor
There you
in your
go.
path into a dying state. However, you can't spam this whenever you please.
He's gonna
You
hit
will
the
have to
fucking
gauge its
watch.
overheating mechanic
You
in
jackass.
addition to grasping the difficult steering. We know that Leatherface has similar abilities and mechanics, but we'll take the overheat hindrance over Leatherface's painstakingly long tantrums.
You didn't even
Seriously,
tantrum.
Man, get a grip.
Oh, he's gonna do it here. He'll tantrum here. To show you.
Number 9. The Huntress.
I hate this guy.
What about a killer with a little more range and a little more music behind her charm? Few of Dead by Daylight's killers require refilling ammunition, but of the ones that do, we prefer the Huntress. Our delirious and deranged Anna.
Did this motherfucker just go back at the same locker?
But of the ones that do, we prefer the Huntress.
What is he doing there? What is he doing
Behind
there?
her charm. Few of Dead by Daylight's killers require refilling ammunition, but of the ones
Okay.
that do, we prefer the Huntress. Our delirious and deranged Anna brings hatchets into the fray, and she can throw them at survivors from a moderate distance. Just try not to waste every hatchet on one survivor, or else you'll have to stop and find a locker and restock. As her name implies, the Huntress is well versed when chasing survivors, able to equip perks that grant her buffs for simply chasing and reveal the
So use the
locations of
fucking
other
hatchets,
players. She's very much
He only has beasts of
character
prey.
you should be afraid of. Number 8, the Pig.
What? Okay, so he's wrong.
Whereas most killers can pressure survivors into either repairing faster or taking turns playing bait, the Pig forces an extra obstacle into the game that'll make any survivor sweat.
Okay,
When a
I can
survivor
appreciate
is in
that.
a dying state, the Pig can place a reverse bear trap onto their head.
This guy has distressing and insidious on.
Repaired generators will activate this trap, and from there the survivor has a limited amount of time to find a key in one of the many jigsaw boxes. Should they try to escape the trial with a trap still attached, the trap will go off. Basically,
okay.
the Pig is constantly forcing survivors to readjust their priorities, and this mechanic alone will make you feel like the most devious player. That is, until you run out of reverse bear traps. Then it's just time for sacrificing. Number 7, the Executioner, aka Pyramid Head.
Okay, that's pretty fair placement, I suppose.
Honestly, it's just cool that Pyramid Head has joined a game featuring several horror movie icons. It's even better that his playstyle is easy to understand, yet a tad tricky to perfect. With the Great Knife, Pyramid Head can unleash a lethal trail of metal, wire, and bone, inflicting
hit
a
one, though.
torment effect on those hit. While under this effect, survivors can be sent to the Cage of Atonement, which can ignore any hook-related perks that survivors may have equipped. It pretty much acts like an automatic hook without having to risk a survivor possibly escaping your grasp. Simply put, Pyramid Head is an aggressive defender when it comes to keeping survivors in the sacrificing process. Lord knows my struggles with the guy.
Okay, well, at least he admits he's bad.
Number 6.
Or at least on the survivor
nurse.
side, I guess. Okay, well, this is because he's on console.
The nurse can be an incredibly fun killer to play as, and it's all because of her unique...
I'm going to say that Nurse is probably at this rank because of the fact that he's on console. It's got to be a lot harder to play on console.
blink ability. Not only are nurse players able to cover a good amount of ground with this ability, but it also opens an opportunity to ambush survivors and land a hit before they can flee. However, this impressive mobility does come at a price. Shortly after the blink, the nurse will be hit with a brief moment of fatigue, leaving her unable to attack and drastically slowing her speed. With this kind of hindrance and having to guesstimate where you'll appear, the nurse requires an extensive amount of time to master. When you get the hang of it, she is so satisfying to play as.
Okay, fair. Apparently he does not have the hang of it.
Number 5, the Nemesis.
How?
You want to feel like a ruthless, cold, unfeeling killing machine? Or maybe you just want everything to feel more like Resident Evil? Then Nemesis is the perfect candidate for you. The big brute comes with a tentacle whip that can smack survivors.
I don't even want to be that guy, but he doesn't have max perks on anybody. Like, how is somebody supposed to make a video? And I don't, you know, whatever. Perks aren't the biggest thing in the fucking world, depending on how good you are, blah, blah, blah. But all of his clips are him missing shit, running into the wrong people on Billy, and he's clearly new at every single one of these killers.
Survivors to apply the hindered effect, decreasing their movement speed. On top of that, every smack increases its power, eventually letting you break pallets and doors with it. Of course, the survivors don't have only Nemesis to worry about, as the monstrosity can have zombies spawn on the map to either attack survivors and alert their location, or be off to increase the tentacle whip's power. Needless to say, Nemesis is a pain train with no brakes, and my god, I have been playing as him almost exclusively since the day he dropped.
He's been playing this guy exclusively since the day he dropped. He's a pain train that can't be stopped, except for the 4 people that are walking out the front door on you, bud. Like, it doesn't even make sense. He's literally not watching his own game.
You better watch out for me.
I want to find you in a game. Please. Like,
Number 4, the Oni.
Okay. Okay. That's actually... Yeah, okay.
If brutality is your thing, then you might be more of an Oni player. This ancient samurai warrior comes with a lot of pent-up rage, and it shows in his abilities. When survivors are struck with his Yamaoka blade, they drop blood orbs that the Oni can absorb in order to fill up his power gauge. Once filled, the Oni will be able to...
Okay, again. Like, you need to be ranked 10 to have 2 perks. He's not even ranked 15 on half these guys. So that, like...
to access a Blood Fury mode that grants him 2 additional abilities. Demon Dash lets him cover a ton of distance, while Demon Strikes will put survivors into a dying state with a single hit. Overall, the Oni has this fun and satisfying balance between being patient and rushing down survivors.
Okay, fair. You better hit him. You didn't even one-shot her, though.
Number 3.
So why bring it up?
The Shape, aka Michael Myers.
What?
Speaking of patience, our man made of pure evil, Michael Myers, is all about waiting. Before pouncing on prey, Michael
Which means they're doing gens and you lose.
To buff his powers, particularly
oh, okay, yeah, I could beat them too.
Vaulting and movement. However, those who play as the Shape will have to prioritize which survivors to sacrifice, as this killer's personal perks all revolve around the obsession.
Again, you don't need to use his personal perks.
Increase your movement speed, or even make penalties more severe in skill checks. Yeah.
Like, he's talking like that you have to run these perks. Like, he's talking like if you're Nurse, you have to have Nurse's Calling. If you're the Shape, you have to have Play With Your Food. You don't have to have these perks. It's just that this motherfucker is level 4 through 15 on all of his characters, so he only has 1 or 2 perks. Like, it doesn't make any sense.
He's just as terrifying as he is in the Halloween films. He is not someone you want to mess around with.
How many people did he kill in the Halloween film? 0? Like, that... What? His arguments don't make any sense. You should if you play the game enough, you're gonna have at least one clip of you getting a 4K. Use that one. Okay, well that's ridiculous. Doctor's like the strongest M1 killer, I guess,
Many of
but
the killers we've listed so far are twisted in their own ways, whether it be focusing on the obsession solely or imposing more obstacles on the survivors. When it comes to the Doctor, on the other hand, only truly sadistic players will play as him. Old Herman Carter can electrocute survivors and inflict the madness effect, which causes survivors to reveal their location through screaming and experience hallucinations of the Doctor. The only way survivors will be able to cure themselves is by completing the snap out of it skill check, but this can be excruciatingly difficult when inflicted with Tier 3 madness, the Doctor. Fun for the whole family.
Does she drop this on his face?
Before we reveal Dead by Daylight's most horrifying and threatening killer, here are a few honorable mentions.
Okay.
Ghostface. Best for those who can pull sneaky tactics.
So he's like middle tier, I guess, yeah.
The Nightmare, aka Freddy Krueger. A challenge to learn given how drastically different his mechanics are.
Wait, I went
A.A. Freddy Krueger. A challenge to learn given how drastically different his mechanics are.
You have the option to be notified for
what the
occasional
fuck?
videos.
No, that's not what I...
Nightmare, aka
Listen.
Freddy Krueger. A challenge to learn given how drastically different his mechanics are.
Have you in your life heard that Freddy Krueger is a challenge to learn based on his mechanics being different? You put down puddles or pallets, dude. It's not... The pallets are literally shaped that... Yeah, he's the easiest character in the game. You can totally see how obsessed he is with this game.
The Trapper. Best for beginners and tricky to master.
Oh, wait, no, it's honorable mentions. I almost just fucking...
The Demogorgon. We gush every time that theme song plays during a chase.
Demogorgon's top 10, though, so I don't know why he's an honorable.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified.
No, sub to
about
my
our latest
channel, you
videos.
piece of shit.
You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure to go into your settings
Is that
and
him?
switch on notifications.
Number 1. The Spirit.
Okay. Good.
Another name for the Spirit is Ultimate Ghost Simulator. Okay, not really, but this undead woman makes being spooky a ton of fun. With her phase walk power, Rin Yamaoka can turn invisible and quickly traverse to another part of the map. Though she loses all sight of survivors in this state, she can still see scratch marks clearly, making it easier to ambush players before they realize you're there. Phase walking will also let the spirit leave behind a husk that can emit its own terror radius, as well as suppress the spirit's audio cues. When it comes to maintaining horror in a multiplayer game, it's always a scary time when the spirit is hunting you down.
Okay, yeah, so Spirit's number 1. Good.
Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video,
thank you for making
be sure
this
to check
video,
out
you clown. That was so sad.